Okay, we are going to be live on YouTube. Let's see if the show can live up to the title. I have a feeling it can't.
With that fucking attitude.
Yeah, it's true. It's hard for me to stay positive all the time. I should just think to myself, oh, we're going to deliver. I'm going to prove that Kushner was the mole. But I'm not going to prove that on the show today. That's a giveaway to people who might have tuned in to hear the dirt on Kushner. I have a story about it. I'll show you where the title came from. And we might talk about economic collapse. I can talk about, I made it through, the real show starts in a few minutes, okay? So I made it through my first real week at work.
You did. Congratulations. Yeah. It's really difficult the first real week.
Yeah.
Understatement?
Yes. Yeah, I think first and probably last, unfortunately. So we'll talk about it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't think I can do it. I'll have to explain it to you, and then you can decide. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to keep doing it. It's difficult. Yeah, I didn't tell you that already.
Well, that was the vibe I got from your feedback of your week, but I didn't get the conclusion. I heard that you tried to quit and it didn't work. So you
I tried. Quitting. Yeah, they just ignore you when you say, "Oh, I don't think I can do this." They're like, "Oh yeah, just keep doing it."
Right, yeah.
That's how everybody feels.
That's every job, really.
That's what I think they're like. They're like, "Oh, no big deal. Like, I understand." Everybody feels like that.
That's what I was trying to explain to you. Like, even beyond your specific job, everybody feels like, oh my God, I don't want to be doing this. What the fuck?
Oh, wow. Yeah, so I guess I learned a little bit like what life is like. So we can talk about it. And then we can talk about my harassment training and what I learned in harassment training. I can't say too much though, because I still would work for the company. I just can't do this particular kind of work.
Which is talking to people?
No, I like talking to people. No, I'd like to, we'll talk about it. Okay, so thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll get to the show. I'm going to start with a video. Oh, I haven't started recording the podcast.
Oh, poor podcast.
I know, but you know what? When I put out the podcast, I put a link to the video. So, hey podcast, sorry, I'm starting the recording a little bit late, but you can catch up on it by catching the YouTube video. We were talking. We'll still cover the important stuff. Don't worry about it. You didn't miss anything, really. I shouldn't have even said anything. This is going to be the best podcast you've ever heard. Don't even worry about it. Just relax. Jelena's here. I'm here. I have like a video to start us off with a little song. We're going to catch up on things, where things are going in our lives, the status of America, like how America is doing. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about how Kushner might have turned in Trump also. Maybe. Based on very limited, sketchy information. All right, show's about to start. Let me share my screen. And if you want to support the show, go to jelena.net or tip on Rockfin. And Jelena says I need to buy me a coffee.
Yeah, what we need to do is get you a buy me a coffee, and we say go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, and we'll read your comment before the show ends.
All right, yeah, that's the people say. All right, let me just start with this video.
Secretary Clinton, what I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails, 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret, 36 of those chains secret, and 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of classified system, not even Gmail.
First of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
is evidence that
Nothing
you
was
missed.
marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found. 110
It was
emails,
not the best choice.
52 email
Was
chains,
a mistake.
determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it
8
make?
of those chains are top
Was the
secret.
best choice.
6 of those chains
I said
secret.
it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it
With
make?
respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110
It
emails,
wasn't the best choice.
52 email
I made
chains,
a mistake.
determined to contain classified information. What difference at this point does it make? 8 of those chains are top
It was not a
secret.
good choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was
secret.
a mistake.
And 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
That gets everybody excited. There we go. We're in it. It is August 20th, 2022. What is going on in the world? I hardly even know. I hardly even have time to look at the news. But I did want to catch everybody up on the Anne H situation, since I so casually dismissed it during the last show. Just because she's not that famous, I said it wasn't important. And it turns out that there's a conspiracy theory about it. So I'm going to catch people up on the conspiracy theory. And since then, X22 Report, fearless journalist on YouTube, has exposed a connection to somebody else who died in a car crash, who was also apparently dealing with child trafficking. So want to make sure to cover that story. We'll talk about Jared Kushner and the Mar-a-Lago situation and how he's been implicated as being the guy that turned on Trump. So it is big news, but the headline is still a little bit of a troll because it's based on like things that people said. It's like what Mary Trump and Cohen said. So it's not really that great.
That's most of the news at this point, though. It's just based on things random people say. Who
Well,
knows what's really happening?
that's the truth of it. That's the truth of it. Like, I love the headline, and I sent you a screenshot from the article where it said, "Oh, they found." So I'll show the article. It's because news, it's because, I've learned so much over the years of doing this and watching things and observing that sometimes the news, the biggest stories are the ones that are kind of false, basically. So that's the truth. And then I was listening to a podcast today that said like 19 out of 20 scientific studies that are the most widely cited are incorrect.
Oh,
Like
that's
19
very
out of
believable. Yeah,
something
definitely.
like that. Like literally, you can't. Science, saying to believe in science is crazy because all these papers, all these experts. That's what I've learned. You can't trust experts. I've learned that. I'm not an expert. Like, you can't trust what I say because I've been wrong now long enough. Like, for a while, you could do this thing and you maybe wouldn't be catastrophically wrong if after like 3 months of commentating on the news. But eventually, you're going to say something that maybe it got really hyped up at the time. And then you look back at it, you're like, boy, that was way off,
What have you said that's like that?
I'm trying to remember in particular, but I always got suspicious. I would get suspicious when my videos would trend on YouTube. Like,
I remember that.
You remember?
Yeah, because you took it like as a bad sign sometimes. If like a
Yeah.
video did popularly, you're like, oh no, I must have said something that they want me to say.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. That's how a real conspiracy theorist thinks, just so people know. I would do videos intentionally for them not to be popular, and I would think, oh, okay, maybe it was a good one. It only got this many views. And then, yeah, if something would begin to trend, I'd like delete it. No, but I did make a video. I did make a video about the Manchester bombing. Is that where the bombing was, where Ariana Grande was?
Yeah.
wish I could say what I think about that bombing. So I remember it at the time I looked at it, and I said that this one girl who was alive was one of the dead victims, you know, and I wasn't being accurate. Like they kind of looked, they both wore glasses and stuff, and the video went huge.
Mm.
And then I got criticized for it, and I was like, oh, okay, they're not the same person. But it didn't matter because I still got all the subscribers and all the benefits from it. So like so I realized that there's no penalty for being wrong too. I realized that too.
At least no immediate penalty. I think eventually it would catch up with you.
I don't know. See, I've observed. I'm thinking about writing some articles about it, like confessions of a former truther or something like that, where I just talk about like how things really are and what people's real motivations are. You know, like people who talk about QAnon and stuff.
Are you going to be like Lauren Southern and go out into the woods and film it?
Yeah. That'd be funny. Put on an overcoat.
Yeah.
Sit out in the redwoods and then talk about how Watson tried to F me.
You know?
High on coke or something.
Did that happen?
No.
Was that a fact? Oh, okay.
No. I have other stories though. Someday maybe I'll tell them all. Someday. So I made it through. So what do we have to talk about? So should I lead with that story so people get it who are tuned in to hear the news about Jared Kushner, and then we can talk about what happened at work this week and things I learned and stuff.
I am curious about your work week for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're out of training and in the field or not in the field.
Yes, I made dials all week. Yeah, maybe I'll explain the job. I guess I'll have to tell you about it. It's crazy. It's crazy people do it.
Yeah, like do you have coworkers who have been there a long time, or are you all kind of new?
Well, everybody that I see on a regular basis is new like me. So yeah, everybody that I see is new like me. I figured people would drop like flies because I was like, this isn't easy work. But I think I was projecting. Like I was like, oh, I bet people quit this job all the time. And that's why they're hiring people all the time. And then, but I realized I thought more people would quit. One person quit out of like 13 people or something in my, like that my manager oversees.
Mm-hmm.
One person quit already.
And it wasn't you?
No, it wasn't me.
Okay.
But I'll have to tell him Monday about it. Then see what I can do. Yeah, I know. I feel, but it is really objectively, it's bad. Objectively, it's bad. That's why they ask you up front.
If you can handle cold calling and getting rejected. Is the rejection the part that sucks?
I don't know. I don't know. Like think about this. Like you're pulling up you're going through your leads, right? And your lead comes up and it's somebody who hung up on you the last time you called. And you're like thinking to yourself, oh, I'm going to call this person and have like a positive attitude. Or it's like a number you called that you got a voicemail the last few times, or the number's disconnected or whatever. I don't know.
It's just automatically demoralizing.
It would be for any normal person, but somehow people are able to do it. I don't know how, but it would be for any normal person. I mean, you made like Friday, I made 73 dials. I talked to a couple people.
That's a lot.
And that's kind of normal. Yeah. They expect you to make 80 a day, 80 dials a day. And they expect you to, and maybe to sell one a month, like maybe a week or something, make like one sale a week. So that's 400 phone calls to make one sale if you're doing a reasonable job or something. What do you think?
I'm telling you, most of these jobs are just designed to drive people crazy. I don't know how any of us do what we do every day, you know? That sounds awful.
Yeah. I wish I could do it because it's like it pays fine. The people who are doing it, there are people doing it making over 200 grand who do it every day. They've been doing it for years. I'm
I
like,
say stick with it, see what happens.
you say stick with it.
Yeah.
I literally can't though. Like I break down. That's the problem. I like can't handle it. Right? It hurts. Like it hurts. So I gotta tell
Then
them.
I say DoorDash then.
Yeah, I can't do that in my area. I don't have the right. I'd have to get a vehicle. I'd have to get a new vehicle. So then it involves some costs and stuff. But can you do that in any area and have it be profitable?
I mean, no, not at any area. You need like a populated one
Yeah,
with
right.
restaurants and things.
Yeah, right. There is a town near me, and I would consider it maybe, but anyway, I enjoy selling things, but just calling people all day, it's crazy.
Well, hey, you survived the week. First
know,
real
I
week
made it.
after training. We made it. We're here.
Yeah.
Saturday, we have an audience.
Oh yeah, right.
We're going to talk about the news. It's all good.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the news. So anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. All right. So, and people are already saying they're hoping I quit so they can see me more on TV. So that's good. That's the good news. Some people are probably happy to hear that it's terrible. But anyway, so that's where I'm at. You want to talk about the news?
I do. Well, I want to talk about your Anne H rebuttal or backtrack. I want to talk about Jared Kushner, whatever it is that's on the docket.
All right, cool. We'll move on from talking about personal things. I learned that we're maybe not in a recession yet because I called businesses. There were plenty of businesses I called that just said, oh, we have too much business to even buy. I was selling advertising. That's what I had to do. Call small businesses and try to sell them ads. A lot of people told me they have too much business. So that means we're maybe, yep, that was surprising. People are like, oh, literally, like I'm booked. I don't need any more. I don't need any more business. So America is still ticking along. Okay. There are a lot of businesses that are doing well. One business told me that inflation is bad though, that their costs for everything have gone up a lot. So I learned that too. All right, here's the story about Jared Kushner. Trump aides think a family member informed on him to the FBI because agents knew where to find a specific leather case, report says. This is reported in Business Insider. So Trump aides are speculating about the identity of a possible informant at Mar-a-Lago. Some think only a member of Trump's family could have done it, The Guardian reported. Acting on information from a witness, the FBI searched. So acting on information from a witness, the FBI searched his home, apparently. So I don't know how they know this because the affidavit hasn't been unsealed, right? Right?
I don't know. I don't think it has, right? That's what they were in court over this week, to unseal the affidavit.
Right. I'm just checking. So, yeah, I don't think they've unsealed the affidavit, but for some reason they're saying that a witness is the one that tipped off the FBI to search, and to search specifically for a particular leather briefcase. Speculation initially focused on Trump's political aides and resort staff before shifting to those closer to Trump. And it says both Trump's estranged niece, Mary, and his former attorney, Michael Cohen, speculated that Jared Kushner could be the informant. Neither offered evidence to back the claim.
Yeah, we don't do evidence anymore.
No.
It's just claims.
Yeah, I know. So the whole article, as far as I can tell, because the article says Trump aides think a family member informed on him, right? And then I looked for evidence that that's true. And it said that Mary Trump and Michael Cohen said that maybe Jared Kushner was the informant, but they're not Trump aides.
Yeah, unless you're using a really broad definition of aid, right?
And then in here it just says, according to the sources. According to the sources. What sources? This is like what journalism is. Multiple sources close to Trump. This is, I guess it was reported in The Guardian. Multiple sources close to Trump told the publication that after the August 8th search of Trump's resort, aides began speculating about who could have been speaking to the FBI. Agents appeared to have specific information about what to look for, it says.
Yeah, I want to know what's in the leather briefcase, though. That seems to be important. Like what?
Yes, I know. It's a spicy story, right? So anyway, that's it, though. That's all we know. The New York Times also reported that agents obtained surveillance footage via subpoena of a hallway near the storage room where the documents are being kept and saw something that alarmed them.
Did they expand on that at all? Just they saw something that alarmed them?
No, that's it.
This is all such a show. Is there anything that you can think of that Jared Kushner would gain from selling out his father-in-law, former President Trump?
Oh, yes. Interesting. I don't know. No, I can't think of anything. It's a weird picture. There's Jared Kushner in this picture, too, with his son. It's weird because it's Jared and Ivanka not wearing masks, and then their son has a mask on. That seems abusive.
Yeah, I don't love that.
Yeah. But some people are wearing masks in that photo. So, yeah, that's the news on that. There is speculation that somebody close to Donald Trump turned him over. Yeah, that's all I can say.
Because it seems to me like Jared Kushner wouldn't want Trump to get in trouble. Like every time I see the Trump family trending in the news, especially lately since the raid, it's given me like very like Romanov family vibes of like at any moment, all of these people could be arrested, put under house arrest and held indefinitely until some sort of non-court sponsored execution moment. So I don't know what Jared Kushner would have, like why he would want that to happen.
Right. Yeah, it seems maybe outlandish, huh?
It seems like, yeah. I don't know what Mary Trump or Michael Cohen have said ever that was valid personally.
No, I don't think, I can't think of anything either. So, all right.
But it doesn't help that Jared Kushner looks like an evil nerd, like that he would do something like that. He looks like a Judas who would betray you. So
yes, exactly.
And he owns 666 Fifth Avenue. So it's kind of just like not a good look. Optically, I believe it, but you know.
Did he have to get out of 666 Fifth Avenue? Was that a failure and he had to sell it eventually?
I don't know. I thought that was like his place. I thought that was like his bat cave.
Can't remember. Can't remember if he had to sell it or something. I have news. Check this out. Before we talk about Anne Heche, I just have this story. H. Like the letter H. Like the letter H.
Like the letter H with an extra H. H. H.
With an extra H. Right. Okay. I got it. Now I understand. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you know? Well, I pulled up this story.
NASA reveals where it wants the next Americans to land on the moon. No.
Yeah. We're going back to the moon.
Oh.
We're sending men back to the moon.
What for?
No, I'm so excited that they're going to do this. Yeah, they're apparently going to launch a rocket with fake astronauts in it to go around the moon to test out whether they can send real astronauts up there.
So cool. It's
now scheduled for as early as 2025. They've said they were going to the moon. They keep saying it. They say, I think they said it was going to be 2016 and that was going to be 2020. And then they keep pushing it back. But I wonder how they're going to do it, this time.
Why? Did they say why?
Why would we go to the moon?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Because my understanding is that we haven't gone there for 50 plus years because what is there to do? But has that rationale changed? We've been
there might be the we're apparently going somewhere where there might be water, apparently. Or ice.
No.
I don't know. It's ridiculous.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah, we already talked about the space telescope. And then let's talk about Anne Heche so that we have people caught up on that. And by the way, Alexander Dugin, they tried to kill Alexander Dugin in Russia, I guess. So
Yeah,
who's
that's
that?
a
The
huge
Ukrainians who
story.
did that? Yeah, that's a big story.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Alexander Dugin is like Putin's dude.
Yeah, I've
Dudin.
covered Dugin before.
Oh, good. Okay, so you know.
Yeah, I've talked about Dugin before. I've talked about him in terms of his relationship with like what they call the alt-right. Did you notice? Or in his relationship with people like Alex Jones, for example?
Oh, I'm not aware of this.
Yeah, he's been on the Alex Jones show. And he had over like I'm pretty sure it was Lauren Southern and Brittany Pettibone who went and talked to Alexander Dugin. Did you
Weird.
know that?
All right.
Oh,
No,
you
I
don't
don't
know
remember
that
that.
history. Yeah, there's a whole history with what they call like white nationalist movements
Uh-huh.
and Alexander Dugin. So,
Oh, right, because they call Pettibone like a white nationalist because she married a European dude.
yeah, a guy from what is
I
it
think
called? Something
Germany.
Europa? No, he's Austrian, I think.
Oh,
Something
Austrian.
Europa. What are they called? That they call it white nationalist. I don't know what to call it, but
I don't know. Just like leave white people alone. Let them be white, you know?
why do you say that?
Because I've seen so much hatred directed towards white people and it really makes me upset.
Oh, really? Did you know that
Yes.
I learned in my harassment training that your hair it makes you a protected class?
My hair specifically?
Well, not my hair. I have to read you exactly what it says. In California and New York, at least. California also defines race to include, quote, traits historically associated with race, including but not limited to hair texture and protected hairstyles. And New York City also offers protection with respect to natural hairstyles.
I don't live in either of those communist hellholes, so.
Well, if you did, you'd be protected. I guess that means if you have an afro, they have to hire you. Like they
From
can't.
what? Yeah,
They
like what
can't
am I
discriminate
protected
against
from?
you for having. Well, they can't discriminate against you for having dreadlocks, I guess.
But like, how do you monitor that? It's not like people write that down when they interview a candidate, like, oh, we're disqualifying them because of their hair, you know? Like,
I know.
what even is that?
I don't know.
I'll tell you what it is. It's what happens at the end of an empire when people have too much pleasure and ease of life. So they start nitpicking bullshit that isn't real.
So this is the fire. Do you want it? Doesn't matter to play the fire. There's video of a fire of a car. Alexander Dugin. Yeah.
Alexander Dugin, can you explain briefly who that is and why he's important again?
Oh, God. Depending on who you believe. I mean, there are real conspiracy theories about Alexander Dugin because he has this whole theory about things. And he is somehow connected to various like nationalist movements. So, and he was somehow connected to these alt-right figures too. So I don't know exactly what that was. And I can't describe his philosophy, unfortunately, even though I've looked into it before. So can you?
No, but I can tell you that Wikipedia defines it as largely seen as fascist. That's how he's described in the Google Lightroom of the internet, and that he's a big Putin advisor.
Yeah.
People on Twitter saying that he shapes Putin's whole worldview and whatever. I don't know how true that is, but he's important to say the least.
That's what they say. That's what they say about him. Yeah. Yeah. He's
Like
a philosopher. He's a philosopher and stuff. And believes in I think he believes in like a Russia taking back. I think he believes in Russia taking back their old land and things. Having more like the old Soviet Union style. So anyway, somebody tried to kill him in I guess we're going to assume it was some Ukrainians who tried to kill him. Since Ukraine is attacking Crimea now. You heard that?
I haven't heard anything about Ukraine.
Oh, really? Yeah. They're bombing places and they're doing like drone strikes in Crimea now.
That doesn't sound good.
I don't know.
Crimea, that was trending a few years ago, like in the preamble to this current conflict. I remember that came up. It was one of those places like Ukraine where it's like, what the fuck? Where is that? Why do we care? And then
Do you?
suddenly everyone was talking about Crimea for a month.
Yeah, that's
Remember
because
that?
Russia annexed it and took it
Right.
from Ukraine. Yeah.
Okay, so now we're hearing Ukraine is bombing Crimea.
Yeah.
Okay, that doesn't
Because
sound
Russian
good.
bases are there and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah.
And aren't there like troops from France and Germany and like other countries on the border of Russia and Ukraine right now? I heard that on Tim Pool, I think.
Oh, really? No, I haven't tuned into Tim Pool, so I don't know. I'm going to have to catch up more on the news.
It's hard with the job, right? I think you'll get better at it as time goes on and you regain more of your soul through your, terrible occupation. But
well, I don't think I know. I don't think I can keep doing it. If you want to support this show, by the way, you can go to our t-shirt store at truthclothing.io. We have some epic stuff. So check it out. Truthclothing.io. We get like a propaganda shirt. That's cool. That's what I was wearing today. Truthclothing.io. That's our t-shirt shop. We have stuff in stock and limited. All right.
Collector's items, they're fun shirts. It feels good to wear them out in public and people will stop you and be like, oh, you're on my team. It's like a secret language.
Yeah, secret language. Yeah. Should I show people?
Sure, let's go for it.
Yeah, I wish I was one of those businesses where I'd be like, oh, yeah, like we're selling so many t-shirts. We don't even have to advertise, but I have to advertise. That's what we're doing right now. Truthclothing.io. Check it out.
The propaganda stuff is great.
I know. It's so sweet. All right. Anyway, thanks everybody who supports the show. All right. Now we'll talk about the Anne Heche news. H. Really?
Anne Heche. Yeah. I watched a video of her explaining how to pronounce her last name. So you have to honor the dead.
Oh, I see. Really?
Yeah.
So you've done your research.
A little bit.
Okay. Let me show you the conspiracy about it, which is that this congresswoman died. This is a tweet that was trending today. Congresswoman Jackie Walorski was working with Anne Heche on ending child sex trafficking, according to X22 report. So then I noticed in the comments that they were like, oh, no, that's not true. But according to X22 report, this is the story that you should lead with. That she was working on it. She died in a car crash like 1 week before.
I told you the rule about car crashes is real. The story that we were just on, Alexander Dumov's, I got his name already, Dugan's, that was a car explosion accident. And I remember watching on the news the story, the headline of this congresswoman dying in a car crash. Like it was like a 30-second blurb. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. I wonder what she was up to. So it wouldn't surprise me if she was working with Anne Heche in some capacity, because Anne Heche was really involved, like way more involved than I realized, like with the whole survivor community and stopping human trafficking and abuse in general. Like that was her whole thing. So...
And do you know what this documentary, or do you know what the movie that she was working on is about? I saw Snopes or somebody debunking that it had to do with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. Snopes put up the straw man that Anne Heche. They were like, Anne Heche isn't working on a film about Jeffrey Epstein, you guys.
Right.
It's like, no one fucking said that, Snopes. Get the fuck out of here.
I know. That's what I thought was funny. I was like, oh, but she was working on a movie about child trafficking, right?
Right.
So.
Which she was. I think she plays like the mother of a girl who's trafficked or something like that. But like that was one of many things that she was working on that brings light to human trafficking and stuff. So. And the movie, she was working on a movie with Alec Baldwin. That sent me. I'll tell you, this whole Anne Heche thing, like seeing it on Twitter and all the little details people are bringing up, it's like very classic conspiracy theory. There's so many like little puzzle pieces to mull over, and it's fascinating.
Did you see how fast she was going?
I saw this video, yeah.
Okay, so I'll play this video that shows how fast she was going, I guess, before she crashed. It's crazy. I wonder how this person even knew that they caught it on video. Ring cameras are creepy, huh?
They're hella creepy because anything that
Everybody's got
moves within the vicinity of it will activate it. So
I
it's probably
see.
the flag in the corner that had it going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
but play
let
the
me play
video.
it. Here it comes. Jeez. Holy crap. Well, there she crashed.
That sounded like a rocket.
I know.
I was like
Crazy.
Pentagon on 9/11.
Oh, is that what you were thinking? Yeah, I was wondering what does this tweet imply? What do you hear? What do I hear? I don't know. I hear like screeching tires. I didn't hear anything that made me suspicious, except that she was going hella fast.
I think the commentary that I heard was that it was a very fast car and she was trying to brake somehow. And maybe that's what the sound they're trying to point out, that she was trying to press the brakes, but the car was accelerating so quickly, like there was nothing she could do to override it.
I don't know. Oh, I see. Like maybe unintended acceleration.
Right.
That can happen in cars. But I think she was driving a Mini Cooper, right?
She was.
I had one of those once. A Mini Cooper S, like souped up. And they're pretty fast. But you got to push it. You know, it's not like, I mean, you still have to push it.
Did it feel like something you could remotely hijack and drive into a house?
No, not really.
Because there's that chip. The QAnon people were talking about the chip. It's like the QR11 or something that they've installed in most cars that like allows radio hijacking.
That allows you to just kill the car, though, right?
Well, kill it and or who knows, maybe put it up to 111 miles an hour and throw it into a house somewhere. I don't know.
I sold a car once where the guy said he had unintended acceleration. And he said the car, like, he couldn't stop it. It was accelerating on its own.
Right.
We were like, well, we'll look at it. And then we just sold him a different car.
That's one way to fix it.
And like the manufacturer never did anything about it or anything. So could be it's a problem with the car. Could be it kind of got swept under the rug, is what I'm saying. No way to verify whether it really happened, basically.
I mean, I have a Mandela effect about the GPS unit in my car. Long story short, I have a car. One day I noticed there was a sticker on the window that wasn't there before that told me that this car has a GPS in it that can, monitor where it's at if stolen. I was like, that wasn't there. So I'm susceptible to the idea that like all cars might have been edited, for lack of better words, to have something that would make this possible. Because I'm telling you, there's something about car crash deaths ever since Diana. I don't trust it. I would say people should be really careful and aware of your surroundings and who's touching your car and around your car. Put it in a garage if you can. This is not to be fucked around with. There's something here. I don't know what there is, but there's something there.
Is your vehicle financed?
No, I own my car.
Really? Huh. Sometimes banks want to put that stuff on a car in case it's financed, in case they need to find it. No, seriously.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened.
Oh, okay. This is the Anne Heche, like, not dead, right? In a body bag. This is what everybody was talking about. So you've seen this video?
Ambulance. That's some sort of sign, but yes. So basically the activity that we were looking for, that anxious or that quick moving, that was going on the other side of the vehicle. Oh my gosh. God. He's completely alive.
What the hell?
There. So anyway, that's it.
Some sort of sign.
It's a weird video.
It's a weird video. Who was that live commentating over it anyway?
Yeah, I haven't heard that live commentary from the helicopter. It sounded like like a newsroom.
I know.
Oh my God. That was my reaction when I saw it. I was like, holy shit.
I know. She comes out of the body bag. So, yeah.
And it's always hard to analyze videos like this, like when you're not a forensic pathologist or whatever the hell you need to be to have a, expert opinion on these things. But to me, that looks very weird. It looks very weird for someone who was stuck in a burning car for an hour to not only not look burnt, but to pop out of their bag and be flailing around. I don't know. It's
And
a
then
weird
who
video.
died afterward, and then who was in a coma or something.
Right.
Weird. So
And they did say, like, the initial report, and, you know, who knows, initial reporting is always bullshit, but they were saying that she was in stable condition and expected to pull through. And that looks like someone who could have been in stable condition expected to pull through. And then we
Right.
go from that over the course of a few days to like, oh, actually her brain is swelling and she's in a coma and like we're going to take her off life support.
What did she die from allegedly? The fire?
I think they said like a combination of inhalation and like brain something. I don't know.
You think they killed her or what?
I mean, it's possible. I don't know who the they exactly is, but it seems to be something that they orchestrate over and over and over again when people get too close to certain subjects, you know?
So we have to be careful not to get too close to certain subjects, right?
I don't know, because if you look at, you know, some of the people who've been taken out for talking about certain subjects, it's not like they were totally unremoved from the situation. Like a lot of them are from Hollywood and in the thing. So who knows what kind of deals they signed that allow them to or to not talk about certain things. We might not be under the same kind of like karmic obligation. So I say talk about whatever you want to talk about. We didn't sign any contracts. I didn't.
Right. You think Anne Heche might have? H.
I mean, I think that anyone who's been in a lot of Hollywood blockbuster movies has probably signed some sort of deal with some sort of demon. So I don't know. It's not my place to say, but that's my feeling. And, you know, if you step out of line with what you signed on for, you know, if you signed on not to say something about something terrible and then you end up talking about this something terrible, then, you know.
Yeah. She was connected to Ellen DeGeneres.
She was.
Right. And Ellen DeGeneres, the most suspicious thing Ellen DeGeneres ever did was interview that guy from Las Vegas, Carlos something or other.
The Harvest Festival guard, right? That was weird.
That was really weird. What was that guy's name? Jose. I'm not being racist or anything. It was either Jose or Carlos, I think.
Probably.
Can't remember. But
yeah. Like Ellen's like a arch witch of this whole coven in LA. So who knows? The type of person that ends up dating her, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but it's fishy.
I have okay, so that's the update on Anne Heche. Sorry.
I'm glad you addressed it because even I was getting direct messages from people that were disappointed that you dismissed.
I know. I would have been too. Well, what can you expect? I'm not up on all the news.
I know.
So,
and to be fair, your dismissal last episode was pretty funny. You know, it was a valid comedic take, but I'm glad we revisited it today.
Yes. So yeah, they might have killed her. Is what you can say. Did you see them demolishing buildings in China?
No.
A lot of people are talking about this. For one thing, people are talking about from a conspiracy point of view, like, oh, look how these buildings fall over compared to 9/11. Okay, so you want to see some?
Let's go for it, yeah. Okay. Oof, I don't like this. Ooh.
Apparently, I don't know if they know what they're doing.
Oh no. Oh no.
So apparently they're doing this to all the high rises that are unoccupied. It is kind of crazy.
Whoa. Holy shit. What the fuck?
They're bringing down like whole cities. Yeah, so that's the story. I guess that's how they deal with their oversupply. Yeah, apparently that's going on in China.
Oh,
who knows? You know, it's just a compilation. It's a compilation, so you don't know like whether those videos are from close in proximity to each other or if maybe they're from different years. But
It looks very surreal. Like, I've never seen a demolition site demolish like 10 buildings at once and just have
I
them
know,
fall in all different directions.
like 10 huge high rises too.
Right.
I know.
And weren't
Yeah,
they
that's
building
so much
these?
fun.
Like, they were building these for a reason. Like, they were trying. I remember the narrative when like all of these ghost cities in China were being built, and it was like, yeah, they're trying to get everyone outside from the country into these cities where they can be monitored and da 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 da. So how did they get from that to this to demolishing all this shit in like a decade? What the fuck?
Because their real estate, like Chinese real estate, is so screwed up. I did put economic collapse in the title for the show because we're still headed there. And
Evergrande.
Chinese real estate, oh my God. Chinese real estate is going to be a real story. And American real estate too, for that matter.
Hmm.
And real estate, it's going to be crazy.
What's gonna happen?
What do you mean? What's going to happen?
Like,
Prices
what's
are going
gonna
to go
happen?
down. Catastrophe at a huge level. We're not there yet, but we're headed there. We're headed there, I think.
But price is going down. So like first-time home buyers might be in luck a little.
No, not really, because rates went up so much that prices would have to go down a lot, like a real lot, for you to get the same mortgage payment as you could have gotten a year ago. That's the problem. That's the problem because they raise rates so much. That's what happens. Yeah, I know. People, you blame the Fed, basically.
And the Fed.
Here's what Starbucks look like in Russia now. They look like Starbucks. They just bought the Starbucks. It's just called Stars Coffee now.
And they're doing the same thing with the McDonald's, right? Like they took all the McDonald's under I don't know, control. They took control of all the restaurants.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And they're rebranding.
It just shows you, I mean, once they're built, who cares who runs it? Look, it's all crowded and everything.
I think it's cute. I like the new symbol. It's very like modest and feminine.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it is a vibe. So it's like, oh, look, they can just take over the Starbucks. There's nothing so special about the American company.
Yeah.
Except that they put in the money to build all those places. And now the Russian government gets to just take them over, I guess.
I say good for them, you know. We all got to work with what we've got in terms of resources.
Yeah, that's right. Do you want to see a cat who's about to get in a fight with a cat? Okay, let's show this video. Okay, this is just a cute video I saw on the internet.
Of a cat? Okay.
Yeah, it's a cat that's about to get in a fight with another cat, but he gets saved. Here, check it out. So the cat is about to get in a fight with another cat. There's the other cat.
The dog runs up and gets him.
Yeah.
Aw. Teamwork.
I know, it's cute, right? So yeah, I saw that video. And then there's also the video of the dog getting the ball from up in the tree. It was a great video on the internet this week. Yep. So I have those news stories. There's transgender. There's a transgender woman who's about to qualify for the LPGA.
Is that golf?
That's golf.
Oh, let her have it.
Really? You don't feel like she's taking it away from natural born women?
I mean, yeah, she is. Of course she is. Life isn't fair.
Oh, what's that? Is that your attitude, really?
When it comes to golf, I'm being a little biased, you know. It's like, oh, fuck you. You could play golf. You got so good at golf that you're like a professional at golf. Okay. Cry me a river. But, you know, it is sad. You're right.
Yeah.
Poor
you
women.
have to be. Golfers are actually athletes and stuff. It's actually a hard sport.
Yeah.
But men, there are ladies' tees because ladies can't hit as far.
No, yeah, clearly.
And it's
Clearly
always
men should not be in it.
And it's ladies in golf rather than women. Ladies.
That's weird.
Yeah. The ladies' tees.
So there's like a golfer, Leah Thompson now. That's the deal.
Yeah, that's the deal. Exactly. she's going to get her LPGA tour card and take it away. I think that's maybe it. That's all I have. I have some other news stories. I don't know if you want to hear about them.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this man crashing into a barricade? This happened last week, though, after our show. Because
Into
I
a barricade.
mentioned Civil War in the title. Did you see this
Oh,
story? A
at the
man
Capitol?
crashes his burning vehicle into a Capitol barricade. This happened a week ago, though.
That's okay.
Begins firing gun and then shoots himself. So this is people are losing their minds, I guess, is all I'm saying.
And that was directly after the Mar-a-Lago raid, basically, right?
Yeah, it was pretty close still.
It was like the guy tried to get in the FBI building in Cincinnati, and then this guy
Mhm.
drove into the barricade at the Capitol.
That's where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going
Yeah.
with it. Yeah. Chaos, Civil War, etc.
Mm.
Okay.
I think it's people are definitely prepared for it. I think there was a conversation in your Discord earlier about like the vibe in the cities versus the suburbs versus the countryside. And I can testify that in the countryside, people are like on their toes. They're like, it's about to go down and we're going to
Really?
get our ammo. We're going to get our food. We're going to make sure we're prepared for whatever shit goes on. And maybe the people in the cities and suburbs are a little less awake to it because they have to be, right? Because that's where it's going to go down first. But it's in the air.
Where is it going to go down first? The cities
On the
and
most
suburbs?
populated. Yeah. Population
What's
centers.
going down? What's going to go down?
I don't know, man, but something. It's building.
Really?
It's building.
Yeah, you have a gas mask, so you're more prepared than most.
I do have a gas mask, yeah.
Do you have any firearms? If you want to reveal that. Like you don't, I guess, I don't know, because when people talk about their firearms, I wonder if it's more legit not to talk about it because you don't want anybody knowing about your firearms or what?
Yeah.
What do you pack in?
You don't want anyone to know the specifics of what you're packing, but like it's good to
Really?
say if you're armed or not, probably. Like, yeah, I am protected.
It's good to say you're armed, really?
Probably. I like honesty and authenticity, so.
Do you have something with a pink handle or anything?
I'm working on it. I'm working on getting my own.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, you want to take phone calls? Or do you have any other news to discuss before we go?
You know, it feels like this wasn't actually as heavy of a news week, especially as the one that happened on like 8/8. Like that whole week was story after story after story. This week has felt a little more chill. Kind of some good stuff like Liz Cheney losing her primary in like a blowout, right? By like 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
That was fun.
Yeah, I guess that's cool.
You don't think it's cool?
I don't know if she's worse than other politicians. I guess she is.
Yeah, she's Cheney's daughter, you know?
Yeah, I guess she is because of the Cheney connection. I mean, she's a really bad Republican, but there are lots of really bad Republicans. But I guess she's really bad.
Yeah, she was the figurehead of like the January 6th show shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't vote for her, certainly.
No.
For lots of reasons. So
it's kind of funny.
And then she thinks she's going to run for president still, which is
or
also
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's clearly not relinquishing like the political power angle. Like she wants something.
Right. All right. Well, maybe we'll go over to Rockfin and take phone calls.
Rockfin and
Sound
do
good?
live.
Yeah, just because we can't control phone calls. Thanks everybody who tuned in on YouTube. I appreciate it. We'll see if we do the show more next week. We'll see.
Oh.
Follow me on Substack and stuff. Well, yeah, I told you I'm being serious, and maybe I'll talk more about my job too on Rockfin for people who want to hear about it. But
I told you, man, listen to your heart. If something's really pulling you to do something or not, go for it.
Yeah, I'll talk to you more about it. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I appreciate it. Visit our sponsor, visit Jelena.net. If you absolutely want to tip me at Cash App at $LTV411 or on Rockfin. We're going to rockfin.com/lifttheveil or dlive.tv/lifttheveil right now. All right. And thanks everybody for tuning in on YouTube, and I'll see you next time. And there we go.
Oh, I
So
didn't promote my